Welcome to the full moon meditation for today. Today is January 23rd, Saturday, 2016. But if you happen to be listening to this not on the full moon, that is okay. And not on this particular full moon, that is also okay. So there's a practice called intention. So whenever you happen to be listening to this, you can just trust that whatever is in this meditation is useful for you. Okay, so my life's been a little crazy, and I missed last month, and I've got my lemon essential oil here with me. So you can go ahead and grab whatever you would like to bring for the meditation with you. Some essential oils. I've also got one of my oracle cards here. And any crystals or anything that you'd like for the meditation, you can go ahead and start grabbing those things. If you have never done a meditation with me before, I would recommend you going to do the Meeting Your Sacred Space meditation first, so that you can become familiar with your sacred space, because that is where we will be doing the meditation in. And you can find that on my YouTube channel, Courageous Intuitive, or if you are watching this from my blog, it's just right above this video. Okay. And then one other thing before we get started. Two other things. So the one other thing, the first thing is Monday, the 25th, I believe. My online meditation topic is called Balancing a Chakra or Specific Area of Your Body. And if you want to attend that meditation, it is an $11. It's an $11 drop-in rate, or you can also get a monthly subscription if you just really love them, and you get a little discount if you attend every week. So you can check that out at courageous-meditations.com. And that's that. The second thing is this full moon. So the full moon information. It takes place tonight, in an hour or so, depending on where you are in the world. It may take place tomorrow, on Sunday. And the moon is in Leo and the sun is in Aquarius. And if you know more about astrology, you can go ahead and make your assumptions from there. This meditation isn't about getting into that stuff, so I just give you the information. And then also how I do the meditations. I'm holding space for everybody who's attending this live, as well as everybody who's watching the replay. And I then interact with the full moon and her energy that she's bringing today, and see how she wants to play with us. So nothing is premeditated, so I don't write anything down ahead of time, and I just read the energy live. So I'm going to take one drink of water here and turn up the meditation music. And just so you know, it lasts about 30, 35, sometimes 40 minutes. So you can plan accordingly. gather any last things that you want for the meditation. Let the other people know in your space that you're going to be doing this meditation, so you're going to need to be undisturbed. Get nice and warm and comfortable. Turn down any lights. Okay. So first, let's start out by taking 3 deep breaths. Inhaling deeply, exhaling completely. Relaxing your physical body more and more each time after each deep breath. Deepening the quality of your breath. And beginning to calm your nervous system. Awesome. Okay, so as I mentioned, we're going to do this meditation in our sacred space. So you can go ahead and go there. Opening up the door to your sacred space, stepping on in, and just taking in the energy around you. Taking in the energy that this full moon has for you. And what do you feel there? What do you see? What are you experiencing? Is there something different about your sacred space than normal? Or does it feel exactly how it always is? Really get curious. Okay, so right away I am getting a sense of my energy wants to run around my whole sacred space and explore and be happy. But there is an energy of coming up that wants to just stay in my own little square and not expand. So we're going to work with that energy. You may be finding yourself with many different options or many different things going on in your life right now. And there's maybe a little hesitation to move forward, to take any leaps, because you've studied that little square that you're in and you know what to expect in that square. And stepping outside of that requires a lot of trust, a lot of courage, a lot of going with the flow and being open to something even greater and better than what you could have even imagined. So hopefully that resonates with you right now. Okay, so I keep getting this visual, so this is what we're going to work with first. If you are not imagining this already, and I imagine some of you are, if this is coming up so strongly, that box that you're in, imagine that you are in an actual box with 4 walls, 6 walls, however many walls around you. And each wall is going to be a fear or a thought that is limiting to you. It's limiting your expansion. So holding that intention, we're going to work with the biggest block that is there, holding you back from moving forward into the expansion that's just right there for you. Okay, so whether you visualize energy or whether you are more prone to feel energy, or whether the information just comes in as a knowing, a deep knowing, ask to be shown in front of you the wall or the block that is the number one, the biggest thing that's keeping you, holding you from moving forward. Maybe you will hear what that block is. Maybe you will see it in writing on the wall in front of you, what that block represents. You might just get a feeling, a sense of what it is, and maybe you just know, it just kind of gets downloaded right into you. So ask what that number one wall is for you right now. A color association may also come with it, and for me, that number one block is blue, a deep blue. And for me, what's coming is being afraid to value myself first in everything, every interaction. So there's a thought pattern that if I value myself first, things will go poorly for me. So pay attention to what that is for you, that number one wall. It's okay if it doesn't spell itself out completely for you and you only just get a vague sense. Your intention is what matters, and you're working with it, whether you feel like you can get all the information right now or not. Moving forward after this meditation, that energy will continue to clear. Okay. So once you've got what that wall is for you, we're going to ask that wall if it can go down, and we can walk through it. If you get a clear yes, you can walk through it, and it falls right down for you, and you can walk into that expansion. That is great. You go do that, and then you wait on the other side and hold space for the rest of us. If you're getting a no, we're going to ask that wall what emotion needs to be felt in order for you to let yourself down. In order for this wall to be released, what emotion do I need to feel that hasn't been felt? Came up quite quickly for me. What is it for you? What sensations are coming up? What colors? What visualizations? And maybe you've heard this before, but it's always a great reminder to understand how stuck emotions work. So if there's an emotion that hasn't been fully felt, it lives in our energy system. Sometimes on a physical level, sometimes it hangs out in our aura. But it's a part of us until we fully feel it, and then it can release. So we're going to work with that emotion that needs to be felt. And we're going to allow it to come in so that it can release. So we're not inviting it in from somewhere from the outside. It's already inside of us, and it's just stuck there, holding us back. So what we're going to do is just welcome it. Stop resisting it. We're going to welcome it, fully embrace it, and watch it pass. And we're going to do that now. So if you want to sit down in your sacred space right now, that would be great. Really connect yourself with the earth. Sit or lie down. And call that emotion by its name and welcome it in to your auric space. Your auric space is the energy around you, encapsulating you almost like an egg, and that's your boundary. And if it feels like you don't have an auric space or don't have a boundary, you can go ahead and put yourself in an egg. Whatever color feels great, but a golden egg would be really cool. Helping us release resistance. Make sure that egg has no cracks. If there are any cracks or any holes, just smooth them over. And then let's release that emotion into our auric space. So it's stuck in our energy system somewhere or in our physical body, and we're going to release it into that auric space. Breathe it into that space. Where are you feeling that emotion in your body? Pay attention to where it's releasing from. Feels like there's just a little bit left for some of us. So I thank you for holding the space while everyone finishes. And you can always come back and do this meditation if it feels like it builds up again, or if it feels like there's more for you to release. It's definitely why this is recorded, so that you can come back to it again and again. Okay, so check in with yourself. How do you feel? You breathed that in, you welcomed that in to your auric space. If you are still feeling some resistance, just keep doing this meditation for the next couple of days. For me, I felt immense relief and opening. So when you welcome that meditation, it can inform you and then move on its way. And I particularly felt some opening in those areas where it was coming from. And I've been aware of it being stuck there for a long time. right, cool. So now let's ask that wall one more time. If it will release down so that we can move into expansion. And for me, my wall went down, I don't know, maybe 45%. So I can like crawl out of it, up and over it. But I can definitely tell that I will be coming back to this meditation the next couple of weeks to continue to release that emotion. And a lot of times there's a cluster of emotions that get stuck. So the next time you do this meditation, a new emotion might come forward for that same particular wall or block that showed up for you. But it's enough for me to get up and over the wall. And so we're going to move forward into that expansive state and continue the meditation there. And if it feels like you can't get over the wall, that's okay. You can just hold space and follow along the rest of the meditation, and then just do this meditation again as many times as you feel empowered to. So now we're on the other side of that boxed in wall structure. And we're now going to ask ourselves, or ask our sacred space rather, to be shown what it would feel like to have the opposite of that wall or that block be a part of our lives and be grounded in our lives. So my wall, for an example, was number one block was a belief that series of repeated thoughts that if I put myself first, things will go poorly for me. Specifically, people will hate me. It's a pretty strong charge on that one. So if I put myself first in situations, people will hate me. So now let's ask our sacred space to give us the experience of feeling the opposite. So for me, it would be, I want to experience what it feels like when I put myself first and people praise me, or people love me, or people support me, whatever comes forward for you. So giving you a few moments to switch that around for yourself into a positive experience, a positive statement. Once you have that, this next section will be highly individualized. So you may be shown many different things, many different experiences that give you the feeling of your new intention. So now asking to experience what that new intention would feel like. Kind of just being like a scientist and being curious, as if you've never felt that before. And some of you may never have felt this new intention before. That's great. So a visual came up for me where, I was just putting myself first, and there was just no awareness of anyone else there. And it was just only about me, and overwhelming feeling of ease came forward. Putting myself first is full of ease. When I put myself first, that's what I'm going to feel. Is that easy, relaxed feeling. And really ground into the feeling that's coming forward for you. So asking yourself where you feel that in your body. What's happening to your physical body as you feel that and as you sense that. What colors are coming. Just really soak it all up. Keep going. Keep tapping into that feeling that's coming forward for you. Perfect. So we are all rewiring our brain. Teaching it to feel whatever positive emotion came forward. whenever we do that intention, that new intention. So instead of it being our number one block, it is now our number one ally. So I'm going to give some Reiki to the emergency vehicle that just passed. And, you know, life is all about expansion and new desires and deciding what we want and what we don't want. And so this process never ends. So no matter how old you are or how many things you've gone through or how stable you already feel, there's always new areas to expand on. And this meditation is really bringing to our awareness where we are holding ourselves back, and then showing us how we can propel ourselves forward. So even if you don't want to sit and do this meditation again, remember that feeling that came forward with that new intention. And you can write it down somewhere, write down that new intention, and write down how you felt. And as often as you can, remember what that feeling was like. When we're working with releasing things, it's not so much about letting go and pushing something out that we don't want anymore. The releasing is more about receiving something new. So making new grooves, making a new path. And pretty soon you are somewhere else. And the releasing and the letting go happens on its own. It's a really great thing. Byron Katie says, limiting beliefs, you don't let go of them, they let go of you. And I know in my shamanic intuitive healing practice, that has really been true for the clients that I see, as well as for myself in my own life. So you can go ahead and solidify what that intention was, that new intention that came forward. Remember that. And after the meditation, you can write it down somewhere. And really bring life to it by also writing down what emotion came forward and describing how that felt for you, so that you can get back to that place as many times as possible, especially in the next couple of weeks. By the next live stream full moon meditation, you'll be in a completely different space. All right, before we go, let's thank our sacred space. Thank myself for facilitating, you for being fully present, and then also just each other for holding space for each other. It's a really, really beautiful thing. Remembering to write down that intention that came to you. And you can check in with all of us in the comments. Let us know how it's going for you. Om Shanti.